sleep on her probably. I'm back out here at the same spot again this morning. My daughter did not come today. It rained all night last night. The temperature dropped about 10 degrees from yesterday. There's a lot of fog in the area. It's a little bit higher elevation than I'm at right now. But it's slowly making its way downward. Maybe a bust this morning, but because of the rain, I would expect those turkeys to come out into this field first thing to try to dry their wings and look for worms and stuff in the field. Oh man. Whew. Oh, yes. I'm shaking. I don't know if it's because of the cold. Oh, over the bird. Oh, golly. I felt like it took forever to happen. Oh, God. Man, he gobbled. He gobbled one time. Quite a ways up on that other ridge over there. And it's not on the ridge, actually. There's a really steep holler gap that comes in down here where this stream runs through. And it's almost vertical coming out of that, going up to the top of this ridge behind me and the top of that ridge up there. And it's weird, those birds don't roost on the tops of these ridges right here on this gap. They roost about a halfway or a third of the way up. And he gobbled on the other side over there. And I called pretty good one time. Tree yelped. And then next time he gobbled, there was a crow flew overhead, and he hammered just right over here beside me. Oh, man. Whew. And finally, he stepped out from behind the cedar tree that he's behind down there, that he was behind. He finally stepped out and gave me a shot, poked his head up, and he dropped. I mean, he just, wow, that TSS just, oh, Federal 3-inch TSS number 9s. I mean, it just, bam, dropped him. I mean, he just flopped to the ground, didn't move anymore. I hope it all showed up on camera. I don't know, because when I had to lean over to take my shot, I had to lean over kind of in front of the camera, and the camera and I were all trying to peek through this crack in these 2 trees here. I'll have to get a shot of that to show you. There's 2 poplars growing up right here beside each other, and there's about a 3-inch gap between those trees. And I'm shooting the camera through it, and I shot the gun through it. And it worked great, because this is where me and my daughter sat yesterday morning. She was over here behind this other little tree, and she's blocked and she was hidden. I'm there behind these 2 poplars. Now, if the turkeys had came in behind me, I'm screwed, because it's straight uphill and there's nothing I can do. I mean, I'm stuck. But this worked out perfect. These trees worked in my favor to protect me and shield me. So, oh, man, I'm still shaking. Oh, that's bird number 2. Oh, man, look at this bird. What a beautiful bird. Look at that. Pretty fan. Man, he's a beautiful bird. Golly, he's beautiful. Look at that. Look at the colors on him. Oh, so pretty. Beard's not as long as my last bird, but he's still a dandy. This bird, three days in a row, 3 mornings in a row, we put time in trying to get him. I hate that my daughter wasn't here with me this morning after she came out the past 2 mornings, but 2 mornings in a row of getting up at 5:30 was just more than she could handle, and especially, you know, a 9-year-old. And then it was a lot colder this morning. I say it was 10 degrees colder is what I said earlier, but it was like it was about 42, 43 degrees down here in the valley where I'm at right now. So little bit of a temperature difference compared to the past few days, but man, blessed to have my 2nd bird of the year here, and he's a beauty. Well, I moved him around here a little bit for some photos. I like to try to take the time, take some really good photos of the birds that I kill, anything I kill, deer, whatever it is. Show the animal some respect in the photo that I get of it. I mean, I've just taken its life. I'm going to eat it, obviously. You know, we enjoy all of our wild game meat that we eat, but at the same time, I want to show a little more respect to it than just simply taking a cell phone photo of a dead bird flopped out on the ground. You know, I want to spread its wings out there. I want to get its back all nice and smoothened out. I want to, you know, get its fan obviously splayed out there where you can see it really clearly. But something I learned in a video from Dave Owens last year. I think it was last year. And I watched various different people. You know, I try to be my own person in my videos. I don't try to mimic any of those other guys and do what they do. You know, I have my own way and my own style. But one thing I really appreciated and enjoyed in one of his videos was how to set up your bird to get the best photo of it as possible. Now, a lot of times you'll see people with a bird splayed over a log and the wings flared out, and that works great. I don't have a log like that here anywhere nearby for me to use. So what I did is there's a bunch of big rocks in here, and what I've done is I had the turkey positioned the way I wanted it, and I took a large rock. It's bigger than a softball size, and it's, you know, flat on all 6 sides basically, kind of a brick looking, and I shoved it up underneath its legs, right underneath the hip joint basically. And by doing that, it lifts the lower end of the bird up some more, so you can see the patterning and the coloration on its lower back right here. It allows you to really display the bird in a different way than to just have it laying flat on the ground. So, you know, that may not be for everybody, but that's me. I like to portray the bird in the most respectful photos and postures and positions that I can do because I did just take its life. It's out of respect. For me, I do it out of respect for the bird or the deer or the squirrel or whatever it is that I kill. If I'm going to take a photo of it, I try to do it in the most respectful manner possible. Let's get this thing loaded up and get out of here. And hope you have yourself a wonderful day. Stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your turkey season, and God bless. Hey, well, I got changed and got all my hunting clothes off after carrying this out. Last time when I killed my bird last time, I didn't change for a while, and I got inside and I found ticks on me. I'm assuming they came off the turkey. I don't know. They could have came out of where I was sitting, but got home, got the bird broken down, taken care of. What we've got. So I've saved the fan and a section of the back, the hide with the feathers attached right on the lower back, right near the fan. In case I decide to do a mount of this of some sort. You know, you eventually run out of room. You can't just mount every tail fan that you get. But this one is really pretty, really good fan. And I ran into my dad as I was leaving. As I got in the truck to leave, I saw my dad and we met up. And he took a look at me. He's like, "Oh, that's a pretty bird. You need to keep that tail fan." So, you know, he likes to keep every tail fan. He keeps every rack off of every buck he kills, even if it's a spike. And I just don't have room to do that sort of stuff. But this one is a very pretty one, so I've saved it just in case. I've also got here, in this pot, I've got both legs and thighs, and I've got one of the breasts, and I've got the gizzard, heart, and liver soaking in some water. I've got to come back with my knife, and I've got to cut these lower legs off and get that taken care of so that I can submerge it all in the water. I like to just kind of soak it for a little bit. It kind of loosens up any stray feathers that may have gotten attached to the meat itself. So I'll take care of that. I'll come deal with that here in a little bit. And this here, I've got the other breast, and the wife wanted me to cook fried turkey tenders tonight for dinner. So I've actually got one of the breasts in here and a little bit of milk, and I've added some seasoning to it. I'm just going to pop it in the fridge and just kind of let it soak for a while. One thing I have to caution you about is, you know, I mentioned I shot this bird with TSS. This was the last TSS shell I had. I've used them for the past 2 years, and obviously with the ammo shortages and everything going on this year, ammunition's hard to come by. So this was the last TSS shell that I had. I've got several heavy shot shells, and I usually have a TSS shell loaded up front, and then I have them backed up with 3-inch heavy shot number 6s, just in case I have to have a follow-up shot. It's been years since I've had to have a follow-up shot, thankfully, knock on wood. So. But one thing to be aware of is, even though that gun in particular shoots a really tight pattern, holds a really good pattern at distance with the choke combination and these Federal 3-inch TSS shells, there are a few flyers. The bird I shot last weekend, when I got it back and broke it down, I found 2 or 3 pellets in the leg, none in the breast anywhere. I don't know if it's because they ricocheted off a tree limb or a blade of grass, or I don't know what happened, or if they were just a flyer coming out of the gun itself. This bird, when I started breaking it down, I found 2 pellets just underneath the skin in the thigh, just laying there. These are number 9s. And then when I started soaking this breast and started looking at it, I found 3 pellets just basically laying on the surface of the breast itself. It's a little weird because this TSS has so much momentum and carries so much energy with it that, you know, a lot of people say that it's a through round. It'll shoot all the way through. That's not what I'm seeing. Now, it does the job. I mean, the reason I like it is because you shoot these number 9s and they carry as much momentum basically as like a size 5 or 6 shot. I forget exactly which one, but because they're so small, you can get nearly twice as many pellets in your load for the same weight of a shot. You can get nearly twice as many pellets. So I like that, but you got to be really careful with them because they are so small and they are extremely dense and they're solid. They're not malleable. They're not like lead, which if you bite into it, it'll kind of deform a little bit. It'll still hurt, but it'll deform. This stuff's solid. It does not deform. I know several people who have broken or cracked teeth with the TSS. So be very careful if you're going to use them. Don't rush a shot. Don't try to just shoot through a bunch of crap. Don't shoot, in my opinion, don't shoot at a bird running away, because you're not as stable, you're not as steady. I use a 3-point. I use a regular a turkey sight on my shotgun, so I've got it patterned really tight at distance, and I've got it held. I've got it sighted in really well. I mean, if I shot with my other gun that's got just a bead on it, there's a pretty good sized margin of error there. The TSS, I think dentists have been promoting TSS now for about 3 years, because it is driving their business through the roof. So just be careful if you're going to use TSS. As with anything else, just know everything you can about it. Just be cautious. If you do shoot a bird with TSS, just look for all those pellets that you can. I'm going to cook this up tonight. I'm going to get up here. I've got a conference call coming up here in a couple minutes. So I'm going to get out of here and get this stuff taken care of. God bless.